It's flooding in Florida and North Carolina. It's flooding like crazy. Millions of people are without power. It's the biggest storm surge in St. Petersburg for like over a decade. It's terrifying. I spent a lot of time in Florida this year. During the winter months, I was there doing the same thing with my activism, and I fell in love. I fell in love with Florida, and I was astonished at how closely everyone's stuff was built to the ocean. And like there's no hills or anything. It's not like California where there's people, idiots that build stuff right up against the water, but there's usually a seawall or something or a jetty. But not in Florida. Florida, they're built right up on the water, and there's not even like a little hill or anything. They're just right there, and it's a flat state, man. Florida's a flat state. It's barely out of the water. It's just like the whole state's about an inch above sea level. So I can't believe it. And then in North Carolina, that's really far north. They weren't prepared for these floods. It really is terrifying to me. And let's just see.
Is dealing with a major cleanup from Helene this morning. Take a look at this before and after. That on the left is a photo of where Tammy's family lives in Florida. On the right is the massive flooding.
Look at, I mean, they stacked everything up on top, all the cushions and everything, because they're like, you got to get out of the house. We got to run. We're all going to die. So they put the stuff up on stack shit up to try to save it from the water.
After that storm rolled through, the first floor of the home is completely flooded, several feet of water. Tammy says she's worried that others ignored warnings to prepare.
I think everybody underestimated it.
Oh.
This is going to be the highest surge in that Tampa-St. Pete region in decades, in possibly 40, even 50 years.
40, 50 years is the worst storm surge. Holy crap. Think of I know that people think of flooding like, oh, it's just the water damage, but the disease that comes out of the sewers, everything coming up like that, it's nasty business. Hepatitis, noro, everything that you don't want to catch, like some things that will kill you. So far, a few people have died, but only from physical accidents. The disease that will be spread because of this is, I think, far more terrifying.
Years. And I think there's going to be a lot of heartbreak with people that are going to see that water come in where it's not come in decades.
Updates for you here. First of all, Helene has been downgraded now to a tropical storm. The storm currently on the move, though, after making landfall as a Category 4 storm along Florida's Gulf Coast.
New video shows Lee County Sheriff deputies walking through floodwater and pushing a rescue boat to assist residents. One person was killed in Florida when a sign fell on their car, and 2 people were killed in a possible tornado in South Georgia.
Take a look at this. The St. Petersburg Marina taking over.
I will say, it's nice to see the cops in Lee County doing some good work there. I had to run. I have a lot of run-ins with police that are unpleasant and just very inconvenient. But, it's nice to see when cops show up to the job, when it isn't just harassing people, when it isn't doing some of the things that I am famous for criticizing them for. But I really enjoy seeing them actually help their community during times of need. So, give credit where credit's due. They're doing their jobs, and they're out there, waist deep in disease water. It's got to be scary for them too.
By floodwaters there, St. Petersburg had a record-breaking storm surge of 6.31 feet.
I was there. That's where I was with my chicken truck. I was at the marina, St. Petersburg, with the I forget what those beautiful trees they have there. I forget what they're called. They're amazing place, St. Petersburg Marina, and there's these beautiful museums there. I mean, I wonder, with a 6-foot storm surge, are the museums even still there? I mean, 6 feet, that's almost as tall as I am.
Feet. While some of the marina sustained some damage, owners there say it could have been much worse.
More than 1,500 people and 200 pets are sheltering at a school in Leon County, Florida. Officials are now warning.
1,500 people and 200 pets. Oh my God. Can you imagine being in there in the friggin' you're in the gymnasium with 1,500 of your neighbors and 200 cats and dogs.
Warning residents to stay inside and not go outside and walk in the water. There could be downed power lines or other hazards in floodwater. While our region won't feel the remnants of Helene until at least the...
Oh man, that's terrifying. And so we're looking at the thing about these storms, that these local news spots are just like, oh, sure is bad. And even I'm guilty of that, going, wow, this is really terrifying. But what's even more terrifying is that it's getting worse. Don't you see? Like, I can't believe we still have some politicians and people talking about how climate change isn't real, or that, I mean, this is the worst storm surge in 40 to 50 years. It's getting worse. They're becoming more frequent. This whole year where I was saying, like, it's going to get scary because we're seeing weird weather patterns, and a lot of this stuff is hitting us later in the year. It's almost October. These are supposed to be summer storms. That means that we're going to have longer storm seasons, bigger storms. And, Bartleby, I just want to say, maybe we should do something. Maybe you can do something, Bartleby. Stop eating animals. Stop driving your car so much. There's lots of things you can do to help. You can take heart that there's some things that you can do. Don't just blame the governments and the corporations. You are the government. You are the corporations, Bartleby. Oh, Bartleby, oh, humanity.